When you become known for exposing gangster rappers for talking to police, you get a reputation as the snitch buster. When this happens, you get in a place where you're loved by many but feared by so many others at the same time. But what happens when the snitch buster himself gets exposed for the same thing? This is the story of 1090 Jake.
And by the way, y'all, I am not 1090 Jake. We don't even sound the same.
He's actually from Massachusetts, but he moved over to Tampa, Florida as a kid. According to him, this is where he joined the Red Guys, and throughout his teen years, he was in and out of prison. It got to a point where one time he got booked on 19 different charges, and one of them could have put him behind bars for life. But eventually, he only ended up doing 3 years after taking a plea deal at the age of 18. After getting out of prison at 21, it wasn't all over yet because he still had to do 2 years on probation. In the meantime, he was back in Massachusetts again trying to pick up the pieces in Boston. Around this time, he just got a high school diploma right before getting out of prison. But in 2016, he got locked up again for a year on an assault charge. So while the SoundCloud era was happening, 1090 Jake was locked up in Boston. After getting out again, he had to do another 2 years of probation. This was when he started up a YouTube channel called End of Sentence. He became one of those YouTubers that got out of jail and talk about their stories from the inside. He was out here telling stories of alleged fights, stabbings, and he was claiming he was fighting people too. But over time, people have called out some of his stories for sounding kind of fake. And back when he was in prison, he learned the ins and outs of the prison system and used that to his advantage. He was able to pull out paperwork and put it in the spotlight. And this is how he got famous. He got big by finding the paperwork that proved somebody was talking to police. How he does this is he just goes to the police and gets it from them, because all he has to do is ask. He started out with a couple of small rappers from Palm Beach, Florida, and even though these guys were nobodies, 1090 Jake went viral because he was putting rappers on blast for talking to police with evidence to back it up. He was the first one of his kind to out people like this to the public, and he became the boogeyman for rappers not wanting that info to come out. Nobody was safe from 1090 Jake. Spot 'em Got 'em was one of the first popular ones to be exposed by him. It was revealed that after he got arrested with his friend, the friend was staying silent, but Spot 'em Got 'em was talking to police. Even though he told him everything, eventually his friend's charges were dropped and he beat the case a month later. But when the news came out he did this, he was out here denying everything even though there was evidence.
I've been had a little fame, so if I was a rat, it would have been out. Paperwork don't lie, so how the f it take 2 years for paperwork to appear out of nowhere? And then, I mean, Mookie manager, he's a whole police officer right now, so like, was just crazy, like.
Another rapper who was put on blast by 1090 Jake was Real Boston Richie. It turns out he was talking to the police back in 2016 for nearly an hour in an interrogation tape. Apparently he was a witness in a murder case, and this video being put out there was f***ing with his reputation because he was cooperating with police.
I don't care what the internet got to say or what another from out of a whole nother city got to say, man. We you ain't got to convince that you silent.
Even though he was trying to do damage control, he never got nobody to forget this ever happened. Whenever it's found out that a street rapper was telling on people in the interrogation room, it really puts a stain on their reputation. And speaking of reputations, 1090 Jake was starting to get this untouchable reputation and image after basically fucking people's careers over. However, fucking with rappers' careers and reputations started making him a lot of enemies. And one time after he made a video about a rapper named 03 Greedo, according to him, it got him banned from LA.
You know, once you said what you said, he came forward and said it was all fake.
Yeah,
right?
That's usually what they do. Me and him never spoke. He didn't say nothing disrespectful in the interview. He said it was fake. He said he never gave an interview with the DEA. Mind you, all the paperwork I went over in the video came from them. So then I made the request myself to the county and I got the full affidavit. And you know, I got banned from LA by the Grapes right after that video.
Was starting to get serious here, considering the fact he's fucking with people's reputations here. There was people out here respecting what he was doing.
1090 Jake said like 3 of the people in the XXL freshman issues are snitches. More and more and more and more and more. Like paperwork is popping out of the
like
woodwork, and it's just like crazy.
It's just bad, bro.
It's just crazy.
Appreciate 1090 Jake too, bro. Like,
yeah, you f with him?
Yeah, I f with him, bro. And if he was a different color, it'd be all gravy.
Oh man, people more scared of him than me these days.
Hey, bro, like, I'm grateful for 1090 Jake, bro. I smile every time.
But at the same time, you had a lot of people having a problem with a white boy from Boston getting to decide who gets to have respect or not in the streets.
Who releasing these videos to us?
1090 Jake released it. He's a white guy.
He released a lot of them. How he getting them? How is he getting interrogation tapes from the police department? How is he getting this? The media can't get this. The news, Channel 8, Channel 8. How is he getting this? And why is it they just giving it to a white man only to come destroy black people? This white man got the power to destroy black people, and we eating out the palm of his hands because he can come expose our snitches. He ain't exposing no white folks, and they ain't giving him no white interrogation tapes, or the bikers, or the skinheads. Who doing this to us? And why is it a white face that sits over the tapes that decides who we see and we biting on it?
While it looked like things couldn't get better for him, it was all finna come crashing down. In September of 2023, the news came out that 1090 Jake told on other people in jail in riding. No, this wasn't false accusations, there was actual evidence of this. And Jake was about to get a taste of his own medicine. You know how them rappers were trying to defend themselves earlier? Jake was doing the same thing.
Second somebody gets shot, kicked, punched, flipped by the police, what do? They complain, right? Yeah. They say something, everybody starts marching around and fucking boycotting and tearing shit up. Anytime something happens with the police. So I said something about 2 other black motherfuckers getting beat by the police.
So alright, since y'all was already in jail, so you don't feel like I was snitching though?
It takes one to know one. No wonder he got dirt on all these rappers. He did that shit too. He was trying to make up excuses, but no one was believing what he said. He tried saying this.
So I filed a grievance.
But apparently he don't know we can just use Google. Because a grievance is when you file a complaint against the prison itself. But in the letter right here, he was telling all about his inmates he was locked up with. This was the beginning of the end, because he basically got exposed as a hypocrite. Usually he's excited to go deep into the details of rappers' paperwork in his videos, but all of a sudden he's scared as shit when he gets the same treatment. Nobody was trying to hear him out after they learned the truth. And 1090 Jake's had a history of not telling the complete truth. Time and time again, he's been ridiculed for contradicting himself, making up fake stories, and overall, he was not being taken seriously anymore. After he got exposed for not practicing what he preaches, he tried switching up his content and doing some like interviews. Only problem is, who's he gonna interview? He f***ed a lot of people over and now he's down with them. They ain't gonna be on his side, especially when 1090 Jake's reputation is already f***ed. Even after getting exposed as a hypocrite, he still gets hundreds of thousands of views to this day.